Oh my god. Oh my god. Now it looks like it has, like, puckered out lips. Fucking cars. Cars are so weird sometimes. You ever look at a car and you're like, why do they look like that? Who decided that? Why do we do this? I hate cars the more that I learn about them and think about them. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but it just sucks. I don't like how they've taken over American society and infrastructure. It just makes me sad. And it just, it's such a crucial cultural element of the whole, like, individualistic, you know, just fend for yourself, you know, sort of economic culture that's come out of America since, like, post-war times. Oh yeah, you can look at Liberty News on the website, and you can look at stuff, news reports of stuff that you've done, and be like, I did that. I also already fucked up the car, so that's nice. Ah, whoops! Maybe if these people would go faster and get out of my way, then I wouldn't have to do that. Too bad there's no paint sprays, like, right near your safe house in Bohan, at least not that I remember. Anywho. But yeah, like, I was just thinking today about the fact, fuck you in the asshole. God damn it. I was thinking today about, oh, what is this? Is it Badman? I don't want to talk to him right now. I was talking about how, like, to get, you know, referring again to the whole pandemic shit, about how eventually they're just going to normalize all of the worker deaths that are going to occur and reopen the economy even as this goes on. Because, I mean, it's supposed to be... Oh, good, my phone is updating for no reason. I love that. I updated my phone recently, and I fucking hate it. It just made a bunch of aesthetic changes that look like shit. This car got fucked. Wow. Cop car got its ass munched. It's my turn. I mean, you can go ahead. I'm not blocking you. Or was it the cab? Yeah, go around me. Okay, now it's my turn. But yeah, wasn't a fan of that. But anyway, so yeah, they're gonna do that, and, like, I told someone about that, I was talking to someone about that recently, and they were like, I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of people, and, you know, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get away with that. But then I remembered what happened when cars first came onto the scene, and cars immediately started killing fuckloads of people. I mean, for one thing, they were even less safe than they are now, but they're still not very safe, because, you know, you're just having regular Joes drive around these big metal death traps with bombs on them. Not bombs, but, you know, engines are, you know, combusting and whatnot. What was I gonna do next? Oh yeah, I was gonna show off the thing, but I have to remember where it is. You probably already know what I'm referring to, just by the fact that I'm not saying what it is, and by the fact that I just put the waypoint in a random park. But I'm not gonna say it for the two people that probably don't know what it is. I probably should have gotten a bigger car than this to do it with, but whatever. I don't want to go to a club right now, sir. I just was talking to you. Well, I guess not, because I went in the paint spray and 6 hours went by, but still, you can wait a minute. I'm a busy boy. I have to go to a park. And eventually I will have to get all these blue people, because I did say I was going to do that, but I don't feel like it right now. And I mean, they stay there pretty much forever until you talk to them, but they all spawn at different times in different places, so I'd have to, like, look at a list and decide which ones I want to do, because I never remember which one any of them are until I see it. And then, you know, some of them are just... That was my phone tooting, by the way. Some of them are just, you know, you go up and people talk to you and they're like, my life sucks, and you leave. And some of them are like, hey, can you steal a car and murder my whole family for me? And then suddenly you're in this whole situation. So I gotta, like, plan that. But anyway, but yeah, cars, you know, people were mowing people down, and especially children, you know, huffing gas and everything. Like, this is a very new thing in the world. And people were dying by a lot more than before. And so instead of, you know, not doing car things because of how much automobiles became central to the economy, especially right after World War II, and the, you know, proliferation of the highway system and all that jazz. Hello, sirs and madams. I'm trying to drive. They instituted jaywalking. You know, now, you know, you could walk in the street before. This is not the park that I wanted, but it is nearby here, I think. Oh no, wait. I think it's over here. I think? I don't know. One sec, I need to pee. I can't look it up on my phone because my fucking phone is updating for no reason. But I know it's like, it's near one of these types of deals. Let me go like over here. But anyway, yeah, they instituted jaywalking. So now instead of, you know, you used to be able to walk in the street for millennium, but now you're an asshole because you're getting in the way of the murder boxes. So, I don't know. That's just what I started thinking about now that you know, when someone was like, oh, I don't know if they'll really be able to make it normal. I was like, I mean, car deaths are, like, brutal and kind of unnecessary, honestly. Like, we don't have to make everything in the whole geography and economy of the world around cars. But we choose to do that. I mean, it might have been just the way of things at a certain point in the history of, like, technology and transportation, but now if we wanted to, we could do away with a good chunk of it. Yes, this is where I'm thinking of. But whatever. I didn't decide how the world works, and I'm never gonna be allowed to do that, so bada boom bada bing. Anyway, as you probably could have guessed, I am going to do the epic glitchy swing set thing, because it is everyone's obligation who plays Grand Theft Auto 4 to do that. This guy could not be bothered. He's just sitting and eating his... What is that? Is that a hot dog or like chocolate bar or something? I think it's a chocolate bar. Anyway, so if you don't know the story behind this, these swing sets are in the ground in a very special way, where if you drive up against them, they do that, and you can make yourself fly away if you do it correctly. So let's see if that happens. It sucks when it just, like, smashes your car and doesn't... Yep. It worked. Let's go again. Once again, I wish I had a bigger car, but whatever. That lady didn't care that I was driving around her on the sidewalk. She was just like, whatever, man, I got a place to be. This is a Patriot. This is the best big car in the whole game. You can smash up other cars with it, and it's really fun. Oh, now the cops care that I fucking steal a car. Now that I'm trying to just have good old-fashioned family fun, now they give a shit. Couldn't be bothered when I was doing crimes for people. Whatever, I'm just gonna make my way over there. Can't catch me if I'm flying through the air, can you, coppers? I wanted to smash up more cars before I did this, but this'll have to do. Alright, everybody out of the park. I have a scientific experiment. Well, that went amazingly. Damn. And I didn't even die. That's fucking tight. But now I have to spend 2 hours swimming. But I got rid of my wanted level. That's one way to get away from the cops, is fling yourself into the fucking sky. I have the, like, water texture quality turned down a lot because, I don't know, it's not really something that you're interacting with very often in this game, and I don't really care how it looks. So it just looks like weird gelatin. It looks like the weird gelatinous mass of shit in that Disney Magic Artist game. Or maybe it's Magical Mirror. But there's one Disney game, and I think it's Disney Magic Artist, that has an intro with, like, a Mickey made out of paint. It's not Epic Mickey. I know it's not that. It's an old game. Or an older game. And it was for PC. And they had, like, a paintbrush or whatever, but it was this, like... It was this weird, like, chrome goop. Like, reflective goop. And it was like gelatinous and refracting light and everything, and I don't know, it was cool. I had a dream about it. I had a dream that I became the goop. Alright, so I'm going to try to back up into it this time rather than drive forward into it, because I think that's why I was being propelled. Okay. Yeah, you can do races with Bercy. I'll do that sometime. But yeah, so I'm hoping this will just launch it forward, and I won't... Yeah, there you go. See? Good old fun. This car is no longer usable. And will probably blow up in a matter of minutes. Alright, let's try it again. I know I said I was going to do one, but I'm going to do another one. Hello, sirs. I need this for a scientific experiment. Hopefully they don't come to try to bone me. Out of the way, fuckers! You could have run the opposite direction of where I was driving, but you decided to be dumb. Not my problem. Oh god, oh god, oh fuck. The swing sets are fucking around and I'm not even touching them yet. Alright, come on. I need a better angle than this. Alright, here we go, here we go. Oh, hell yeah! Now that was an escape. That's a way to get away from someone. Can I flip over? Come on. Come on, you can flip over from this, right? I can still drive this. Oh, jeez.
Welcome to Burger Shop, motherfucker. You look hungry, man. What can I get you?
I love that. Motherfucker. So anyway, this is a post-commentary now. Little switcheroo in the middle of the video. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, it's really hard to, like, one of the problems with doing a live commentary, I've already said that one of them is because I have baby brain and can't make sentences while playing a video game. I can barely make sentences as it is. But one of the other problems is the fact that with this game in particular, I can never really be sure exactly where, like, if the end of my session is going to be the end of the video when I cut it all together, because there's shit that I cut out and stuff. So I didn't know that it was, I keep fucking dropping shit. I didn't know that, it was going to be in the middle of the video when I recorded. Anyway, this is Elizabeta.
I need someone no one knows to oversee a deal I'm not sure about.
Easy.
I think it'll be a bit more taxing than hanging with Manny on the streets.
Not so. For one, I won't have to listen to him talk.
True! Hey, Nico, this is
fucking wrecked. You got him, Nico.
So,
Knocking him dead. I love that crossed arm smirk. Nico knows he's killing it.
and I can't, in good consciousness, help him unless he's got some extra insurance. You.
And that's why you're the best, darling?
Maybe.
All right, tough guy, let's do this.
Sure.
See you later, Nico.
Goodbye.
And will you call Michelle again? She really likes you.
Yeah. Buena suerte.
So, he seems okay.
Oh, he's totally cool. Yeah, he's like family.
I really like Packy. And I like Mallory. I know I complained earlier that I don't really think she's a fully three-dimensional character, but I just like her vibe. And I like Packy's vibe too. He's part of the McCreary family, which you will find out in a few videos, are going to be a rather prominent part of the story of this game. So we'll get into that, but for right now, we're just, overseeing a simple drug deal, and spoilers, it's not gonna go correctly. And here's a little thing. This is a fun thing that you sometimes come across in GTA games. There's an AI that just has put themselves in a pickle that grinds the entire fucking world to a halt, as you can see. So I decided to, instead of being chaotic, I was going to be a hero. And look at that. With that one simple act of kindness, suddenly the flow of traffic starts back up and the universe is back in line. Isn't that amazing and powerful? I think that says something about the way that our actions and decisions reverberate out to the rest of the world. Anyway. So yeah, Elizabeth and Manny are kind of a small but important sort of side thing that happens in this game. They are the beginning of, I've said earlier that we are in chapter 2 of this game. It's split into 4 chapters, although the 4th chapter is like 5 missions. But yeah, so when you move to South Bohan is a new chapter, and it starts with Manny and Elizabeth, these two like low-level sort of crime people. Manny obviously occupying a very different kind of role than Elizabeth, but he's connected to crime. That's kind of the whole point. And eventually leading us into relationships with the McCreary family, and we are going to have another relationship with another entity shortly. But anyway, I have to drink water. 1 second. I'll shoot this guy in the dick. I, for one, love drugs. I would like to purchase some drugs. You don't have the drugs? I'm getting increasingly angry. I'm going to take out my gun. And I'm dead. Look at this marksmanship. Look at I'm just picking them off. Gotta protect Packy. Got him. And then zit. Wait. Zit. Zat. Zop. Motherfucker. Bam. There you go. Didn't even get in the van. I fucking did it. That was not a perfect run, but that was a clean fucking sweep of this mission, let me tell you. So anyway, I have to remember before I get too far into the video that I have some unfinished thoughts. Speaking of me having baby brain and not being able to talk while I'm playing the game, I noticed while editing the last several videos, excuse me, that I forgot to finish a bunch of thoughts that I started, which is something that happens all the time. And the people who watch my videos and stuff are probably rather used to it by now. The first thing that I want to finish talking about is, and I don't know if it was clear in my commentary, because I didn't even, get out everything I was going to say, because I kept, there's always this thing I do where I'll start a thought that I want to say, but I feel like I need to give some more context to it. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'll say this, but then I'm like, well, wait, I need to give context for that too. So I'll like start 3 thoughts all in a row, get a few words in, and then I'll go with the last one, and I'll just let that take me where it takes me, and then I'll forget to circle back to the whole fucking point of why I talked about it in the first place. So I was talking about, like, America descending into, like, privatized fiefdoms or whatever in the future, or, like, corporate fascism, whatever. And my reason for bringing that up is that I was gonna say I have, like, feelings of paranoia sometimes that as, you know, that world becomes reality, if it does, which is just kind of the direction that we're on at this point, that obviously the surveillance state, the already quite thorough and massive surveillance state that exists, will only increase. And, like, it's not outside of the realm of possibility that there would be, you know, punishment or harassment, or at least just close monitoring, which the latter of those probably already happens, and punishment, you could say, to a degree, but I'm thinking in more dire terms, of saying, like, anti-cop or anti-authority things. Like, would GTA stuff be, like, one of the first places you look? Because, I mean, you kill cops, and that was one of the main controversies about this game specifically, and a bunch of GTA games, is you kill police officers. That's like a huge sticking point, and, you know, like, and it's a huge cultural issue now, ever since, like, you know, like Ice-T's Cop Killer, like, all that kind of shit. Fuck the Police, obviously, being the, like, probably most recognizable one, like, cultural artifact about just being explicitly against policing. I mean, I have some broader thoughts about, like, where I see that going, and I wrote them down in my notes to talk about in this video, but for one thing, it's a little bit deep, and it's completely speculative, and I don't know what I'm talking about. And, like, I just need to recognize that I don't know what I'm talking about, and I also have been, you know, the more that I've been trying to, because, you know, we're in a time, right? We're in a very weird time, and it, you know, the wheels of history are turning, so they say, and it's up to us to decide which way that it will be going. And of course, I want to, you know, try to support or, you know, put my emotion and energy into things that will, into ideas and actions that will foster a, you know, community of, you know, foster a world of, you know, a communal society of looking out for one another and, you know, finding happiness and peace in each other and everything. And, you know, just a more just society in general. And, you know, the shit that I talk about whenever we talk about beliefs or politics or whatever you want to call it. And so I'm trying to, there's, you know, a desire in me to try to, you know, predict where things are going so that, you know, we can wrest control of the material conditions and historical conditions around us to make things happen in the direction that we want. We being, you know, the people who want good things and not bad things, more broadly. But I also have been recently really, like, internalizing the fact that nobody, just because of the nature of what's going on, and I don't just mean the pandemic, I mean, obviously that's a huge part of it, but I mean, and it's a central part of what's driving this change, but the recession, it's not like that came out of absolutely nowhere. We were, by most accounts, on our way to one anyway, and this just kind of quickened it. And none of the problems that have arisen from the pandemic are new ones either. They are just, it has laid bare a lot of the biggest problems with things. So, but I'm not confident in anybody's ability to, from this position in time, to accurately and confidently prescribe the correct course of collective action that could be taken now. Mostly because a lot of collective action really can't be taken. And outside of, like, mutual aid and stuff, there's not a whole bunch that we could do at the moment. And so I've been trying to just be, content with the fact that, what is the correct course of dealing with this in the moment is different for every individual person based on their circumstances and conditions. And, I think the course of action we should take will make itself known if we let it as time goes on, because and that's how it always works at any point in history, is that at some point the contours of the situation that you're confronting show themselves, and that's when we can think of what our reaction to it can be to, turn the wheels of history in favor of people, the average person. Equity, if you will, or enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. The good society that we say we want, or that at least I want. But for right now, that all we can do is be, live our own lives and, make whatever choices are available to us directly. But I'm increasingly skeptical of anybody who thinks that they could confidently say, like, oh, this is the course that we should be taking if we want to make socialism, or whatever name you put to it. So that's where my head is kind of at. I had, like, a whole take about, about my sort of a thing I do a lot, where I try very hard to extrapolate out from the present, like, where I see the future going. And it's just kind of a big waste of time and energy. So, yeah. And I have two other things to bring up. I've been completely ignoring all of the gameplay, but, it's a drug deal, the guy was a cop, there's feds, it's a big deal. This is, I guess, the first time that you're confronted with feds in the game, which is pretty early, honestly. And this is one of the first, like, major shootouts where, like, everybody has automatic weapons, like, there's a lot of people, and soon we'll be at the point where there's not just enemies marked on the map, but just police that you have to just deal with, and you don't always know right where they are. But I think I handled this rather well. It was the losing my wanted level that took a little bit longer than I wanted. I said something in an earlier video about stores in Germany closing or opening back up, and I never finished the sentence that I was going to say that, but German shoppers aren't going back to them because obviously they're still concerned about the virus. And that's what I don't get about these, open the economy back up protests, because, like right now, because, like movie theaters in Texas are going to open in, like, a week, and they don't have movies to play, and they don't have, like, people to go there, so, like, what's the point? Like, the movie theaters, the companies themselves are like, I mean, that's great that we can open, but, like, we're not going to, so what's all the fuss about? And, like, even if, tomorrow the governor of whatever state says, COVID-19 is fake, you can go out and do whatever you want, everything's open again. I'd wager a majority of people are still gonna be, I'm gonna wait this one out, you know. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. The last thing I wanted to say, sorry, this is just like me going down the list of, things that I forgot to fucking say properly. When I said that it would be cool if there was a GTA game with a normal working class protagonist whose entrance into crime came out of material necessity, I didn't mean to insinuate that Nico's involvement in crime doesn't come from a place of economic necessity, because it does. Because it's implied that he grew up a poor/working class person in his home country and turned to crime, entered the war, was dehumanized through his experience of war, which I think we are to assume. I mean, it's a war in Eastern Europe in the 90s, so there's a pretty good chance that it was a, consequence of the encroachment of, imperial capitalism. I'm not going to get all into that right now, because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Eastern European history and shit. But that's the vibe that I get from how they describe the war in this game that Nico was involved with. And then he, gets into the, merchant navy, trying to be, at least a normal guy working a job. And then he gets back into crime here because he's out of money. Roman's business is torched, so he has to get even deeper into shit, blah, blah, blah. So, that's what I was saying I wanted in a GTA game, but I'm saying it would be cool if the game centered on a protagonist who's, a normal, modern member of the working class, working a day job at the start, and not already ingratiated with criminals. Nico having a criminal history, Franklin in 5 is repossessing cars, CJ is in a gang, just someone who has no connection to crime, but is a normal working class modern person in late capitalism. I think that could make it for a narrative that is a much stronger critique of capitalism and of America than most GTA games are. But that's just a feeling that I have and a thing that I want. But anyway, those are the things that I forgot to say or wanted to clarify. Next time we'll be hanging out with Manny and doing more shit for him, and Elizabeth as well. And so I'll see you next time for that.
The contact was